we move on now for the Champions League match.
And just a question on fitness. Pierre Hincapié trained before the match against Fulham, but wasn't in the squad. Saw him on the pitch earlier. Is he available for tomorrow?
Yeah, he will be available, and I think that game came a bit too early for him, so he had another 2 very good sessions, and now he's ready to go.
Coming up against Diego Simeone tomorrow, even one of the world's best managers. How highly do you rate him?
Well, at the highest level. I mean, I think what he's done since he got to Atlético has been outstanding. Not only what he have achieved, but the way he's done it. I think the identity that he has created to the club, to the team, the spirit, I think they are very simple and clear to identify, and that's because the manager is very much them. And that's extremely difficult to achieve for a short period of time, and to do it for 14 years, I think he's been there now. It's something incredible, so yeah, a pleasure to meet him.
After the match, there was a picture that went round of William Saliba on the team coach, already watching Atletico Madrid. How did that come about, and how pleased you see if they had already turned on to the next fixture?
Very pleased, because I didn't encourage it. So it came from them, and that's the most powerful thing, that a game finishes, the job is done, and we've done it, but now, okay, what's next, and what's the next challenge, what's the next opportunity? And we know that it's going to be a really tough one, so the earlier we start to think about it and prepare, the better. So I love that initiative from the players, and it tells you how much they want it, and how focused they are in what is next.
Dharmesh from Sky.
Hi.
You mentioned Diego Simeone there, approaching 14 years. You're approaching 6 years at Arsenal. Do you look at Simeone as maybe an inspiration, and maybe something that you'd like to do at this club?
Well, obviously there is someone that I look up to and learn from it in many situations, and what is for me outstanding is his passion. I think for how long he's been in the game and in the same club with the same players, how you still have that handle and that capacity to transmit such an energy and willingness to win. And then, yeah, it's a very tough environment that we live in, and to keep convincing players, you have to be extraordinarily well. I don't know him personally, but everything that I heard about him is that he is so good at doing that. That's the reason, one of the reasons why you are able to sustain at that level.
He's been linked with the Premier League on numerous occasions. Is he someone you'd like to see come to the Premier League?
He's gonna get tougher. We have enough and super good managers here, so I don't know. That will be completely up to him. If one day he wants to experience that, what I can say is that what I've seen, and after analyzing the team, how well they are coached.
Just reflecting on your last 3 games in the Premier League, there's 1 point from those 3 games last season. You've got 9 out of 9 this time. What's changed, and what lessons have you learned, not just from those games, but from last season?
Well, we have to obviously get as much information as we can and understand the reasons why we dropped at some points there, and then try to implement them. But to be fair, sometimes from a draw to a win, there are details and things that have to go your way. But it's true that the team shows a different kind of maturity, threat, and probably conviction at this stage. But it's still very early. We have to do it now for another 30 games, and that's going to be the objective.
You say it's very early. The bookies have already made you the favourites for the title. Do you embrace that? And do you think you are the favourites now?
The only thing that I embrace is when I see the team, the energy, the temperature, the commitment, and the quality that they can deliver, that it gives me that conviction that we can go all the way. But that's it. That's just a feeling that the next day you have to prove it, the next training session you have to prove it, and nothing else, and we cannot be busy thinking about those topics.
Thank you. Simon Standard.
Okay, just on carrying on with Simeone, when you started here, did you look at the way Atletico, how he sort of moulded the club's culture in his image, and you took from that something you wanted to do when you tried to mould the culture here?
No, I think I got that done more through my experiences and my beliefs, and especially my understanding of Arsenal and this football club I am experiencing here, because I think to put a different context to this one, it's extremely difficult, and at the end I think you have to be authentic to your belief, your way of dealing with people, especially, which is the most important thing when you talk about culture, and slowly, yeah, you have an idea and you have to after through that, sometimes change a little bit the trajectory to understand what is the best for the club.
I just wanted to ask you one on the defence. Obviously, the numbers have been incredible this season. We've seen Gabriel Heinze, who joined in the summer. We see a lot in the warm-ups in working with the defenders, very animated. What's he sort of brought to the defence this season, and what is he like as a coach that he's added to your set this year?
Well, I think that's something very, very collective with all the coaches, with the players, with their commitments as well. And Gabi added something different, that willingness to will, I think. And now we've seen that obviously through his career, that experience to win and to elevate somebody's level and ambition and drive to the highest limit. And he's extraordinary at that.
Tom, Football London.
Hi, Mikel. Of course, one of your main title rivals at the weekend failed to win, Liverpool against Manchester United. Do you ever notice on the training field after one of your main rivals has failed to win that your players perhaps have a bit more of a spring in their step during a training session?
I haven't noticed that, but obviously there is a lot of narrative afterwards. But that's it. I mean, every game in this league, it's a must-win and a very difficult game to win. And we all, I think, very appreciative of that. So you don't get carried away with any of that.
And just on Diego Simeone as well, when you come up against a manager who's been in place for such a long period of time, does that in any way make your preparation for perhaps what you might expect for them easier? Or because there's so much data and so much evidence, does that in some ways make it harder to prepare for a game?
Well, on this one, I think the hardest thing is the time that you have, basically a day when you can't really do much to prepare that. Obviously, understanding and the time that we have spent to analyze them and understand that. They have evolved as well for the team that they were probably a year ago to now, and how they can change as well in relation to the context of the match, which is something very specific for this team. And in order to after prepare the best way, you want to give them everything, but how you're able to simplify the information and make it as concrete, as clear as possible for being in the best position to implement what we want to do tomorrow.
James, ESPN.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Can you just give us an insight into what makes Diego Simeone's team so difficult to play against and break down?
Well, first of all, the willingness to win. You can sense that in every single ball, in every single yard, the way they play. So it's about how they compete, and then after how they play. And I think there are two very different things. And in order to after analyze what they are, the level of organization is really high. The level of discipline is really high. And then they have acquired a lot of talent throughout the years that are very specific for the needs and the way they want to play, and they are very, very, very good at exploiting those opportunities.
As Darmish said, he has been linked with a move to the Premier League for years. I mean, do you think he could be successful? Do you think what he does in Spain in the Champions League could work in England?
Well, if you work in the Champions League, which is the highest competition in Europe, he can do it anywhere. And I don't know, you have to come here and try it and feel it, but I'm very sure that his know-how is unbelievable, and his character and willingness will take him anywhere, I think.
And just finally for me, obviously the set-piece record improved again at Fulham. Can you just talk a bit about the work that goes into maintaining that threat? Because you've been good at it. It's not a fluke. It's been 2-3 years where new routines come, the unpredictability is always there. Can you just talk a bit about the work that goes into maintaining that over such a long period?
Well, keep evolving and keep improving. It's a thing. It's a system that when you put it in place, the system has to learn every single day, every single game to become better. And that's in relation to the players that we have and what we learn from ourselves, and as well what we learn from the opposition, and try to be as consistent as possible. And in order to do that, you have to give importance to certain topic to become really important. We try to do that in the way that we share the time and the focus in game preparation, and then is delivery.
Yes, and Belma.
I'm Mikel. With Gabriel Heinze, you just said before about his willingness to win, and he's obviously won a lot of tasks in his playing career. In the drills, he's often one-on-one with the players before and after the games. What does he kind of bring to the table in terms of the one-on-one scenarios with players?
That experience, I mean, somebody tells you if you do that, you're going to be successful, and you know that he's done it and he's been successful, it's a lot of credibility there.
And how the players reacted to him? He's obviously a very passionate person. Also, I don't know, but from what you can see, how the players kind of reacted to
It's a question for me. My feeling is that they already love him, which is normal. But the rest of the coaches is the same. They are all very different characters, but the relation